Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mr. Superlative. If it's your first time here, make sure that you subscribe. This is Diaspora Stories, and today we are going straight to our political segment and analysis area. And I wish East Africa we could have one man by the name the late Mzee Magufuli, who used to stood up and speak out issues the way they are. The guy who was never scared. Currently, the situation is a bit funny and the things are getting a bit harder in most of the East African countries. But if you look at Uganda, Tanzania, and the same time you check on Kenya, there's a point of the turn of events depending with how people did their voting in the previous elections. In Kenya, there's this issue of economic times that are a bit on a high note. Everybody speaks about them. And if you watch like what Savula is saying here, he's telling you that I warned you, but you never listened to me. You see, those are the things now that we need to look and preview as we...
Bei ya maisha imeenda juu. Na mimi ndio naishi hapa. Mimi natoka nyumbani asubuhi, naenda Kakamega ofisi, narudi. Mimi siishi Nairobi. Mimi niko tu na nyinyi hapa kila siku. Hata kama watu waliondeti na Chevoyo Muluchenga kidogo, mimi na baraza yenyewe mimi sahemu naumia. Mimi nasema muendelee kuumia pole pole, kwa sababu hamkuwa mnasikia. Na wapatia direction tuende hivi. Nasema tunaenda kwa Ruto. Naenda kwa Ruto. Niambie nyinyi, mnapotea barabara, hamsikii. Hata sahi una shilingi hata 50 kwa mfuko kweli? Muendelee kuumia pole pole. Ndio mwe mkisikia chenye nawaambia.
They talk about high taxation, and for sure high taxation that in every country or every society you must pay tax. But you know, when you tell people to pay tax, it should also be a favorable kind of taxation that people can pay and still can feel the services. But you know, where the problem comes here is this. When somebody is taxed so high, you know, you check on your payslip and you look at it and you can't compare whatever you're earning and whatever that can help you maneuver. And when you see what you're being taxed is not helping you in one way or the other, because the roads in the community or in the society are really bad. When you try to look at how people are looting money from the government every day, and those are your taxes, things that are meant to make sure that development comes to your door. Those are the things that make people get so mad. Like when we listen to the story of fuel. Let's go straight to fuel. I want to play a video for you here shortly, and we'll look at what happened here when Onyonka, the Kenyan MP, tried to explain something to us, how the cartels are looting and taking money. He was doing it on a national TV. Kindly listen to Onyonka, an MP in Kenya.
Look at our fuel prices. People go and negotiate a fuel price, which is fake. They are sharing the commissions. They come and give us more costing on the fuel. They tell us it was government to government expenditure. I mean, government purchase. Which discount you get when you are negotiating? That is the discount men are sharing. We are not children anymore. These are the issues that are making our country look like a banana republic. Let the government put policy into place. But you know, I want to repeat it here. When you see David Ndii talk, David Ndii is my friend, and we don't talk on economic matters because we agreed we are on both either side. He is saying, I can't help this nonsense which is going on. People are stealing money, people are buying deals, guys are buying houses in Karen, somebody's buying a house for 290 million with 16 bedrooms. What is wrong with us? What happened to us? There are no medicines in hospitals. County governors are doing the same. You have the National Assembly. If the government is not going to take control, those youths that you saw who are going to look for jobs, they will walk into the streets, and you are not going to stop them.
Leaders who can tell you they are there, they've been there, and they understand the system, how things operate. You know, President Ruto should call such people, you know. And for example, Raila Amolo Odinga is a much conversant guy with the system, and President Uhuru is still also existing. What the president should have done is to bring these three big brains closer and try and make sure that they have a mutual understanding, an MOU, that what method did he use to make sure that our people can still manage and without complaints. How can we close all these holes? And today, Baba's dropped another bombshell that is going to expose how the cartels are manipulating the president on the pricing of fuel. And you see, when fuel is on high prices, all the cost of living in almost the whole country is going high. So what we need to do is that when we elect leaders, don't put all your effort and thinking that my leader is going to do ABCD. Some of these things they speak because they want votes from us. Because before, when President Ruto was a deputy president, remember, he had his own promises that he made to us, and he used to talk about the fuel pricing. And I'm going to play for you another video when he used to criticize about the fuel issue that has become like a topic of a headache to almost every Kenyan. Let us listen to him.
Mafuta inatoka iko bei juu kuliko Uganda, na Uganda inachukua mafuta kutoka hapa kwetu. That is the explanation that Kenyans want to know. The corruption cartel at the Ministry of Petroleum should explain to Kenyans why dealers have increased their profits from 9 shillings to 12 shillings. Why?
Mimi naitwa Milogezageza, mrembo wa Suba. Na kama uoni kama mimi ni mrembo, enda uone daktari, macho yako ni mbaya. Mimi niko na neno moja tu, nataka kuonya vijana. Mmeona vile ushuru imeenda juu? Kama hujapata bibi, tafadhali pata bibi. Kwa vile hapa mbele vile naona hii serikali bandia, utaambiwa kupata bibi lazima ulipe nini? Ushuru.
And what really caught up my mind is about MP, that is Millie Odhiambo of Suba. I think it's Suba, yeah. Millie Odhiambo was talking about something here that really it's getting interesting. You know how they have managed to hike tax to almost on everything. Now Millie warned you and told you, if you want to marry it now, because the way he is overseeing things, they are going to add tax almost on everything. And trust me, now see how much is the marriage certificate. You are taxing even people to get married. The young generation that is coming up that is not married, you know, what are you telling them? These are the things the president should sit down and try and realize that this is not right. It is not only affecting one part of the country. This is something that is affecting the whole generation. And you see, the president also should ignore this kind of people who sit close to him and tell them, don't listen to what people say. You know, they try to create something and make the president to believe that this is right. He must get the best advisors and people who understand how the ground is. Not people who live in Nairobi and they pretend that they know everything that is going on in Dindigwa or in Kisumu or in Mandera. You know, those are the assumptions that they make sure, and they praise the president by telling him, oh, everything where you are is fine. He should get people who can correct him and tell him, man, this is not right. When they sit on those cabinet meetings, you know, that is where our leadership is missing a point. And the moment you try to raise a voice and tell them, oh, this is not right, Zubaru kama kumi zinakutafuta.
From where I sit, my boss, President William Ruto, and I, the elections are over, and we want all Kenyans to be one team, to be one people for the development of this country. This region, during the last election, we were divided to a certain extent. 87% voted for President William Ruto and I, 13% exercised their democratic right as it should be and voted the other way. But now elections are over. I have on record inviting the 13% to come we work together for our region, for our country. Because there is no enmity, there is no quarrel, there is nothing. The election is just like a sport. And you shouldn't take it beyond there.
And Baba Raila Amolo Odinga had spoken some of these things. And you know, we ignored. And also he had his own promises. But the thing here is this. The shit happened. He lost. What should the president do? We as Kenyans, we have a very a good democratic constitution that allows us to do most of the things that we can do. Now, they should bring opposition leaders on board, and people should stop bragging in saying that I won this election. I am elected. Everybody has his own voters and his own support base. So we should ignore that. When you speak of uniting a country, and this is one thing that President Uhuru Kenyatta really was ahead of the game at some point. Even if you say no, you disagree with me, put your disagreement there on the comment section. I will understand it, read it, and answer it back to you accordingly. President Uhuru Kenyatta, what he did, he realized that uniting a nation does not mean doing theoristics of this drama thing. It meant bringing opposition voters together to work with the government. When you unite opposition, the antagonists together, you come and realize that that is now one team. You have united that team to be one. And it is difficult for you to disrupt. Though it might have its disadvantages, but it might not cause much more damages. People say that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga destroyed the country's economy. Yes, they did. Okay, as per you. But as per me, there's one bigger part that thing had, the handshake. Some of you criticize it and say no. So when you still criticize about the handshake, and now we are heading almost to the second year that has already started. It's heading almost a year and a half. What have you done? Tell us the scorecard. Those are the things that we must speak and able to have answers. And on this segment here, let's take this conversation to our social media and let's keep on sharing our ideas on the way we do. On Diaspora Stories here, we bring you stories all the way from the diaspora and East and Central Africa. Make sure that you subscribe. I'm your boy, Mr. Super Latin.